Back with another one. I'm glad we're all here. I'm glad we're all here to learn, here to earn. Because this information here within this university is $1 trillion information. You know what I'm saying? It's information worth $1 trillion, and that's to say that we are looking through and looking past, tracing the past back, in fact, to see where we actually come from. And what I mean by that is, we know we come from the Anunnaki people. We already know that, okay? And the Anunnaki people, they weren't physical bodies. You know what I'm saying? They were. It was larger than the third density. And what I mean by that is, this is just flesh. This is cell particles. It's not the etheric body. It's not the, and some would call them the angelic, but really, angelic is just those of 9 ether beings. There are 9 ether beings and 6 ether beings. I'm gonna get into that later because it's a deeper science. But first, I just wanted to kick off some disclaimers and get some rebreathers out there and everything, just to let everybody know this could, to some people, be what they might call a hot topic. In my opinion, it's just research. It's profound research that's been put on the back burner a little bit, just because it's a little bit advanced for people that access the pineal gland and the neuromelanin, which, again, neuromelanin has to do with the 9 ether and the 6 ether. So, and carbon is a skin pigmentation, but neuromelanin could be had or possessed by people with a pineal gland. I just wanted that to be clear, so there aren't any small misconceptions or anything. But like I was saying with the disclaimers and everything, this is not the university where we judge people, or, I'm saying, we don't judge preferences. You know what I'm saying? If you have anything against, I'm saying, white, black, purple, brown, red, yellow, orange people, this may not be the place for you. I'm saying, because we don't affiliate with discrimination, racism, any other like. The only rules that apply to this university is a parallel treatment, right? So adjustable type of treatment, and being fair with one another, and good vibrations. Positive energy always creates elevation, peace. You know what I'm saying? Positive energy always creates elevation. Another disclaimer: if you have anything against, say, any gays, lesbians, bis, whatever the case may be, this isn't the video for you. Because then again, that we're not here to judge somebody's own likes, or this isn't the place where you say, like a lot of religions might do, which, no shame, because there is freedom of religion, so no shame. But we don't judge people for what they want to pursue in their own existence, because Earth was made to let people figure out who they want to be on this realm and everything. But got those disclaimers out the way. Let's hop into this video though. Okay, so coming off that lecture of the Mesopotamian lecture from the 2 videos before this one, we know that the Egyptian time period that they call it is really just the whole world, the entire civilization of Eastern Hemisphere and West Hemisphere pre 1492. That's before the how do I say this? Before the Greco-Romans had their empire, the entire place was already full of Anunnakis and Moorish people, and that's where you really find like the British monarchy. It's a black figure's head with the blindfold on its face, and the cathedrals, a lot of the cathedrals, coliseums. You've got 7 wonders of the world. But I'm here to tell you about the 8th wonder, the information unbeknownst by many, but I'm here to let you guys know, because what type of person would I be to keep this information from you? This is what I'm here to tell you. The Anunnaki people really it just refers to their Deoxy Etheric Acid. Deoxy Etheric Acid, the DEA. The Western powers have created a agency of that name, but it's really Deoxy Etheric Acid was first before. Okay, it was here before the other one. So the Anunnakis, they were in Neo-Assyrian, and that's what the empire is called, the Neo-Assyrian Empire. It's and in that empire is where the Middle Eastern area of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, and further out part of Carthage, and across the vast land of Eastern Hemisphere. So during this Neo-Assyrian Empire, they gave praises to different gods and goddesses, like we know. I'm saying Osiris, Anubis, but I want to talk about Osiris in particular because he's the god of vegetation, life, fertility. He is seen carrying a crook and frail, like I was talking about in the last video. But he's also the god of agriculture, afterlife, and the afterlife. That means when you're transcending past the 3D flesh. That's what afterlife means. Because I'll get into that later in this video. But the reason why I'm talking about this god in particular, Osiris, is because there is a Sirius star that they would give praise to in order to get their rewards that came to pass, or they would, how they reap what they sown is by giving praise to the Osiris star and the Sirius star. And what is, some may be asking, what is special about the Sirius star? But this is why I'm here to tell you exactly what is special about, what is known by many, but praised by a lot, in the sense of where this, you know what I'm saying, star came from. It says Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky. They get the god, the Egyptian god Osiris from the Sirius. That's where they get it from. It is the brightest star in the night sky. It's glowing, torching. The star is designated in the Canis Major constellation area. This is where the Sirius star system is. The Canis Major is throughout that. The Canis Major is the star system where the canine come from. The pineal gland of the canine teeth. That's where it derives from, and it's, well, if we look at the pronunciation of canine, that's where we see the Canaanites. The Canaanites is where one of the Canaanites, the Hamites, the Shemites, these were the strongholds of the different Neo-Assyrians. Allow me to further explain. Here's one of the few tribes that was over the antediluvian world. I should say that is a very peculiar term that many people aren't aware about. The antediluvian world is where the Canaanites, the Cushites, the Hamites, the Atlanteans, this was just one group that came from the Canis Major. They came from the Canis Major constellation. Canis Major, and it was a whole realm of people that had their pineal gland open. And if we think about it, the Canis Major is where cannabis comes from. I'll say that again. The Canis Major is where cannabis comes from. As far as your pineal gland being elevated, Cana, and then Anubis is where you get cannabis. I'm gonna get into that later in this lecture, but for now, just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna go through this right here. It says right here. The importance of the late Bronze Age. The importance of the late Bronze Age. They're just talking about bronze skin tone. Let me make that clear for the people. They're talking about Assyrians and the bronze skin tone of the archaeological time frame. And let's furthermore, let's see right here. It is the main setting narrative. The land of Israel. Land of Israel. They say Israel because the type of technology and findings that the Caucasoid was seeing coming out of the Caucasus Mountains, the type of findings that they were seeing were so perplexed that those societies then had far more advanced technological features. Like they had crystals on top of their buildings to enhance the communication throughout the community. When I say it was like one conscious brain, the entire land of this realm was one conscious brain at one point. And it went wrong because it didn't really go wrong. It's just a lot of events took place, and the spheres of interest of the Egyptian people were coinciding with the Greco-Romans in the Caucasus Mountain region. And I'm gonna tell you why that's important in a little bit. Here again, we have Carthage, as we went over in the lecture before this. So let's get down here and we see. says right here in 1936, 1936, purportedly referring to the color purple, so that the canine in Phoenicia would be synonymous. That means the Canaanites and the Phoenicians would be the land of purple, and it is said that they use red or purple dye. Red for it's an Orician type of color, and the purple dye is for the 9 ether being. The ultraviolet. The ultraviolet is where purple comes from. In a sense, that's the highest frequency. And on the light spectrum, because remember, in the light spectrum, it starts off as a like a crystal white beam, and it goes through a prism. It goes through like a pyramid or a prism, and then it arrays the different variations of light. Let me get into this history a little bit more. Keep in mind, the Canaanites were some of the first inhabitants on this planet Kai, on this planet Earth we now call today. Does that look familiar? Looks like they might have just changed up a few words, redressed it a little, and then they would have put their own stamp on it, right? No, wrong. This is where it comes from. If you can see through it, then you can see through it, right? You don't need me to tell you that, right? For those asking, what is this? Just look at it for a minute. You might get a hint. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of sarcasm. It should be kind of obvious. This is the start of the canine, or the canon. It says they were expert in the coppersmiths, because copper is a higher frequency than gold is. It attracts more electromagnetism in the metal work. Most advanced metal technology. I'm telling you guys, these civilizations and these economics of the state of their people, of their 9 ether beings and angelic beings, they were perplexed way further than beyond. Like, there is stuff that we have never seen before, they have never seen before, and it would completely baffle people as to how this got up there. How did they put in it? How did they put 3 large crystals on top of like a Taj Mahal or something? All right, keeping it a stack. Taj Mahal, yeah, that's a very architectural building built by some people we may already know, but that doesn't compare to the type of advancements of the architecture and the magnetism of some of these buildings that we've seen, you know. And these I'm saying all the architecture, it was very intricate, to say the least, but these metalworkings and these UFOs you be seeing come from Sirius, the Sirius star system, and I'm gonna show you more on that later. But right here we've got the original Atlantean, antediluvian land. This is where you see the Hamites. This is West Amexum and East Amexum. Here is the North Amexum area, the North Gate. This is South Amexum. I'm saying south of the gate. This entire land is what they would, if we were in public education, they would have called this Pangea. But this is, I'm here to tell you, the Pangea it was supposed to represent this land, but it wasn't all like together. You know what I'm saying? We could see the gulfs, the different ports. Over here is Europe. We got the Great Sea is what they call it, and then this is before the lands got split up. This is before this land mass right here went into hiding due to the type of oppression and everything. They just stopped. They stopped even caring at one point, and they're like, I'm saying they just sunk under the water. And had they continued their civilizations, even technology we've never seen before, electromagnetism, that is supreme mathematics, and they will return and erupt very soon. Right here is where we see Kush. So when I said they came from the Canis Major, and they started praising Anubis, and they came from the Canis Major, the Kushites did. That's how they expanded their pineal gland. And then we've got the Asiatics over here in this area. They came out of the Caucasus Mountain regions and then went into these areas. And then we have the Carthage Wars and the Punic Wars. I'm gonna do more lectures, but this is a great representation of what the landmass may have looked like or would have looked like. We came from a, well, I should say, extraterrestrials came from a different solitary star galaxy, and this is 100% facts. The Sirius star system, and the God Star is what it is known by as the God Star, is praised by the Dogon tribe, the Dogon tribe. It's a real tribe. Is said to have, well, we know that they had knowledge of the Sirius star system and the Stargate portals that were accessed, how the different etheric beings got from their Canis Major to the inhabitants of the Atlantean realm, and the Kushites and the people of the Dogon, the Semitic people of that area would praise the Sirius star. They would give homage to their ancestors from the God Star or the Sirius star system. So if we're looking at this Canis Major, which is where the nine ether being of this realm comes from, we see that it's the brightest star in the night sky, the Sirius star, the star that was praised in Egypt, the star that was praised in Kushite, North Mexico, the whole Atlantean realm is the Sirius star. The North Star is the Sirius star. Let me tell that again, you know what I'm saying? Let me say that again. Follow the drinking gourd, look at the North Star, way through the water. It is how they connected to extraterrestrial, celestial, ancestral energies through the times of adjudication events in their history. But as we know, energies are revolving. So this star that we see right here connects directly to the insight of the pineal gland when seen from above by the nine ether being, because we come from Xylanthia, actually. Well, I should say extraterrestrials, and the Deoxy Etheric Acid as part of the soul inhibitant of the genetics. The soul comes from the Sirius star system. More importantly, Xylanthia is the headquarters for a lot of these souls. Let me explain. This is Xylanthia, Series B, and then Series A. We come from Xylanthia, but Series B is oftentimes the brightest star as this rotation, as it's seen from this rotation right here. The doggone tribe, you know what I'm saying? The Dogon. Because if I put it this way, this right here is the is what people sometimes call the, well, actually, let me tell you what it actually is first. It's a large, very large electromagnetic black magnet. Okay, it's called the Woman planet. The Woman planet. For real. This is real talk. It actually is called the Woman planet. And with this this is the polarity of how electromagnetic frequencies move. Because at first, the Earth we live on right now was as strong vibratorially as being as close to this black magnet, because this is where the polarity, the middle of the polarity resides. This three star complex is composed of Taurus, Scorpius, and Orion, like Orion's belt. And it's important to understand what a Stargate is, because in actuality we see it in our real pupil, but they only tell you it's a star, but they don't tell you what actually occurs in the star. So the Stargate is something we see in the sky, right? It's like a portal we see in the. It's a portal for etheric beings to travel in and out of. It's how they travel through the planes, different planes. It's how they travel through to get to different outlets. They travel through these stargates. I'm about to show you a clip as seen in the superhero movie, the superhero glyphic movie, that we can understand a better idea of the representation of what they show us. All rights reserved to the copyright, to the, you know what I'm saying, the producers and everything. This isn't my work. This is made by the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? That's him. Okay. Now this is okay. We see the different forces coming through their portal right there. Okay. And this is representing a realm. Like, this is no distinctive place. This is just their war field, their battlefield. And this right here is where you're about to see a star. This is what you see in the sky. These are light beings and portal ways for people to travel through. Shout out this Anunnaki right here. They have the Anunnaki as the first person to travel through the portal in this representation of this specific movie. Again, we have the dragon, or a falcon, because the falcon is a dragon. And we'll get into that in another lecture. Again, these are different, because they're coming from different, in these portals they have different, coming from different areas. Let's continue watching. Continue watching.
We gon' fight! 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 We gon' fight!
these are all the stars you see in the night sky. Every star you see in the night sky has a waveport. You see how the backgrounds are different, and each one of them, different beings and different etheric beings, different 9 ether beings come through these portals, so they can travel through to different galaxies, different verses. Real quick, we see this Ant-Man right here. All right, so we see this Ant-Man right here in the background, and then we see Hulk. We know how large Hulk is compared to a regular human. His chloroplast energy and his electrical green energy is large, you know. But now we have Ant-Man. Ant-Man is kind of like an Ankh-Man is who is the create. Well, he's not specifically the creator, but it's his representing the larger etheric, as far as the Sephirim, the Nephilim, and the Cherubim. I'm gonna get into those people later in this lecture, but he is it's different codes and symbology for these people or these Marvel heroes. Now that we know what constellations are and what stars that we see in the sky are, we now understand why E.T. wanted to phone home, right? He was an extraterrestrial, and he wanted to go back to his home and everything, or where he knew where he came from, you know. And looking at the, you know what I'm saying, the Canis Major, or the Canis Major, the Scorpius, or even the Orion, the way Orion is spelled, it is spelled, Orion, Orion. Now let me, we know how it's spelled, but let me break that down for you. What is an ore? Ore is like an origin, you know what I'm saying, where something started, right? That's why it's called an ore. An ore is like a metal ore, iron ore. It's found within the rare earth. The rare earth is raw or rare is the same as the sun god or the god Ra. Ra and rare can be used interchangeably. So if we have rare earth ores, that means this earth was formed and co-joined through the different etheric beings that were larger than some of these buildings and skyscrapers we see today. Because and I'm gonna show you what I mean, because like I said earlier, we weren't in the third density. You know what I'm saying, we were taller, you know what I'm saying, we was way larger. And that's important to know, so you can understand what type of technologies and what type of advances that these people had, you know. And the OR derives from, well, the Orishas, right? The Or ion, the original energy. Ion is energy. Ions are energy, Orion belt. And I'm gonna show you what I mean on the light spectrum. So it says here we need a light source to be able to refract off of different sources. So in a sense, these comprise of everything we see. Everything we see is color. It derives from light. The sun is what lights this earth. You know what I'm saying? It's the realm. You know what I'm saying? The sun is the day. Like it literally gives the energy and light throughout the ultraviolet rays And as we know, violet is the highest vibrating. Violet is the highest vibrating. Well, right here, I don't know why they had the colors flip flop, but violet is the highest vibrating frequency of color, and then red is the lower because it has longer waves and different confluences with color refraction and everything. But the sun gives the energy to the earth, and it lights up the earth, right? So now that we know that sun is the main source of light for this earth realm, it is important to see why Ra, R-A, or R-E stands for rare earth, and that's where they get ores from, or an origin, or a original from within the earth, right? That's where you find iron, different metals, as we've seen in the age period of the Bronze Age and stuff like that. I mean, some people still have yet to see what type of geographical and archaeological advancements that we had bestowed upon these vast lands, right? And even if we take Earth out the picture, we know in the cosmos there's light derived from the sun, or I'm saying the largest star, or the largest ball of gas, and that is the white light. You know what I'm saying? That is the white light they're talking about, because and even in speaking about Orishas, Obatala is the person that came up with like everything low key. Basically, is the father of the skies and the heavens of Anunnaki, or of what we know today as this earth realm. Allow me to show this. Obatala is the father of all humanity. He's also the owner, or the chrono chi energy of every mind, every brain, and all that has on the conscious universe. Though it was Oleron who created the universe, but Obatala is the creator of world and humanity, like humanity and world, even beings who aren't a human, because there's different categories as to what classifies a human versus a terrestrial or extraterrestrial in a very legal sense. It says Obatala is a source that is pure, wise, peaceful, and compassionate. Pure, wise, peaceful, and compassionate. He's also a warrior in the justice world. And his color is white because it's all the colors before it enters the prism. So it's pure essence waiting for the creation or the inspiration of the kundalini, or the pineal gland. And Obatala is in both male and female paths, masculine and feminine principles, because as we know, there are 7 main Orishas, there are 7 days of the week, and there are 7 principles to man. 7 principles to man. The number 7 is very prevalent, as we see. But the days of the week, it is after the they're named after the revolution of the astronomy, the 5 visible planets from Earth, and the sun and the moon. Sunday, moon day. That's 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday is Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn day. I'm gonna do a more descriptive lecture of those 7 planets in the future, but I just wanted you guys to know the main where your days of the week or your days of the strong may come from. You know what I'm saying? Or where your time revolves around, where your existence revolves around, I should say, because it's an energy cycle that is revolving through the confluences of the universe and the Akashic records and everything. And the 7 principles of man is the phases that a spirit may, or a spirit or a soul may go through to ascend, or is what people call transcendence. Transcendence is the conscious state of elevating arm, leg, arm, head. That's an acronym. Arm, leg, arm, head. It's a 5-star type of existence, because we are stars within us. When you close your eyelids, that if you're aware of the consciousness, the neuroplasticity in the neurons can be very symbolic of neurons activating electromagnetism within the ethers of space. And if you understand that, then you would know that where you come from is, or where the ancestors of your DNA, for some of you, come from, is extraterrestrial. Because the Dogon tribe, they were inhabitants of the Atlantean realm, but eventually they ended up crawling to Agatha. If some of you know what Agatha is, they ended up crawling to Agatha to because they were under attack by the Draconians and reptilians and shit. So the Dogon tribe, being smart, and what they did is they like when the Atlanteans and the big flood came and everything, the Dogon tribe crawled into inner Earth and hid out there to be able to protect the arcane knowledge and the secrets of what we still have today. That's why it's known. Some of these beings and people still were unconquered to this day, because we never gave up the full keys of how the arcane knowledge is used. But then again, if someone gives you arcane knowledge and you abuse it, it wouldn't work within your favor if you try to abuse arcane knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's different laws of the confluence, vibration and intent behind one's action. That's why I don't judge people by what they look like. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than physical appearance. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I even since before growing up, or before knowing this, I never really judged people, because everybody's got different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not in my shoes to, I don't know what this person's been through or what that person's seen to, for me to come at him sideways, you know what I'm saying, or come at her sideways. But these etheric beings that travel through these stargates or the Sirius solar system were of like a recent type of practices, or in a sense, very true, because that's how the Dogon would be able to communicate with the Sirius Xylanthians and everything, and through other, you know what I'm saying, like travel of space, astrals, you know what I'm saying, etheric bodies. But I'm about to break down what different, you know what I'm saying, etheric beings may be, because for those asking, people would be like, what is a non-ether being? What is a Nephilim? What is a Cherubim? You know what I'm saying, what is a 6 ether being? I'm about to break that down for you. A non-ether being is someone of like it could be a Nephilim or a cherubim, and those are extraterrestrial, or I should say those are celestial forces that aren't reduced down to 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I put it this way, a gust of wind, or like a ghost, would be a being. Some people see these beings and stuff, these non-ether beings, and that's what they ascribe it to as like different angels, archangels, or really otherworldly beings. Like, they weren't only to the physical, you know what I'm saying? Like the Nephilim, they come from Neptune, and they come from Neptune, which is it's like a water planet, you know. It's where, because in the city of Atlantis, the whole, like, not the entire city, but half the city, my bad, half the city was covered underwater, you know. And it was like hydrodynamic technology that was prevalent back then, as far as these beings would go inside some of these temples and stuff, and they didn't know how, but it would legit, like, produce their agriculture, and it would make the sewers fill up, and the temples would start raining water because of the Nephilim from Neptune. And the Nephilim are really the fallen gods of like really the fallen god of what they called Poseidon. That's what they called him. But really it was a Nunakai type of energy, because again, it was an etheric body. Because the 7 principles of man, they want you to think that there's just the 3D. That's completely false. It's deeper than physical like looks, and everything is deeper than flesh. This is a meat soup we're walking around in, literally. But non-ether, yeah, and you could tell, because you could be blonde and still have, you could have blonde hair and still be a non-ether being. Like the Solomon Islanders, they have blonde hair, you know what I'm saying, like pretty blonde hair. And what makes someone a non-ether is the neuromelanin of how they conduct their electromagnetic energy. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to understand that. You know what I'm saying, the neuromelanin to conduct electromagnetic energy, because in the other video, the Rise in Time video, we seen that the term Fe was iron, right? It was the metal, the iron, the metal workings, right? And earlier we seen that I think I took down, but we seen that in the center of the Sirius star system. I'm about to look it up real quick. In the center of the Sirius star system was the magnet, the black, well, it was what people call the black hole, but they call it a black hole because they don't know a lot about it. And it's the iron, the Fe, or the feminine principle is the iron, is the black hole. It's the magnetic, it's the one equation to the Kundalini energy. And the other side, the masculine principle, is the electric, the El, the L, the electric type of energy. And that's how you get the Kundalini spiral, or the Kundalini charge, through any one man's principle, because there are 7 principles to man. I'm about to explain that right now. You got the physical body, which is the 3D, the etheric body, life brand, desire body, the quaternary 4 lower principles as far as desires and temptations is the part of the 4 lowers. You have the once you overcome that part, then you would have the Manus in activity, which is the enlightened, or the enlightened like era. And then after that is the Buddha spirit, is what they call as God conscious, for people with neuromelanin deposits in their neuroplasticity. Let me find this star system, because I'm about to explain to you further what I was meaning. Alright, so just take in what I'm about to say and really just analyze and try to piece together what I'm about to say. Get with me, follow what I'm saying. This right here is the Sirius C, the Wu-Man planet. Sirius C is what they call the Wu-Man planet. This is also where the magnetism lies within the Sirius C. Alright, and then on the outside, these are the electrons, the electromagnetic charge. There's electron, particle has a negative charge. It orbits the Sirius C. I'll follow this. Orbits the Sirius C. And we know this because if we look at the layout of this, I'm saying there's Atlantia I was talking about earlier. This is the black magnetic hole, the black magnetic pole I was talking about. And for the creation of thought and electromagnetism, you would need two different polarities. This is why you have the masculine principle, and then the feminine principle as a basis of creation. And the two spiral all the way up, and then because this is Osiris's pole right here, this is the thought and the depiction of ascension to some people. This could also be found. This is the Kundalini, but you could see this on different ambulances and stuff like that, and they use this symbology for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we see right here, this is the layout of what space might look like if you close your eyes. Maybe a little darker, because blackness is infinite when you are talking about cosmos, or where people reside outside of the 3D. But this right here could be someone's internal mind, and get why I say this. Just follow me, you know what I'm saying? This is the black magnet, right? And these are the electrons that flow in the confluence of the orbit, so they all like eventually, you know what I'm saying, in the end, in the pure end, they all form at that ending right here. And we got iron and electric. Phi is the iron right here, electric is the electrons. This is how you create a charge. This is how you create magnetism, a charge, a reaction. And what I mean by that is it's the spark of creation. The spark of, what I mean by the spark of creation is like, that's how you create internal like thought combustion. Like when you come up with a solution, it's because of the thought matter put into it. It's the electromagnetism. That's all one word. L, and then L from electro, and then you got magnetism from magnitude, magnetic, magic, or something some people might say. But it's not just magic. It's kind of like theosophy for people to understand the perplexities of how you, me and you, or person on the other side of this, the viewer, in a sense, your brain waves are part of the eternal cosmos. You know what I'm saying? It's, you are your life, because once you stop breathing, I'm saying your life isn't over. Okay, it's just your 3D flesh is no more. You know what I'm saying? And once you stop breathing, you transcend. You actually get more power once you leave your 3D body, because you're not trapped to anything. 9 ether beings are composed of all 22 elements of nature. So you're freed once you leave your etheric body, your 3D body, and become etheric. That's why people be like, "Oh, I'm a ghost," or they be like, I'm saying, they say, "When I'm asleep, I'm a ghost," or different terminology to sum it up. Like, 9 ether beings are immortal. I'm saying they are the all, but 6 ether beings are mortal. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at this, 9 ether hair is coiled like an induction coil. A 9 ether hair is coiled. Therefore, it's got the buoyancy of the waves. You know what I'm saying? Of electro waves. And if you take a look at like 9 ether hair, it has a spiral. Every 9 ether head has a spiral in the pattern of the way the brain lays under the skull. You know what I'm saying? 6 ether hair is straight. It is straight. You know what I'm saying? some there could be 7 ether hair and 8 ether hair, but and some there could be 7 ether hair and 8 ether hair, but 6 and 9 is just the 2. But that's pretty much the basic, well, some basics, I'm saying some rudimentary type of groundwork that one can understand that is the rudimentary groundwork that one can understand and perhaps in the future overstand for the development of their own development, right? Development of their own element, you know, and the basis of this video here was to show you that you don't just come from Earth, you know, like you incarnate down here. Some people elect to choose to come down here before they even get out of the Sirius C black hole. You know what I'm saying? The Woo Man. They elect to come down here. And it's some people do, some people just incarnate down here, but then again, everybody's own journey is different as far as what they come across, what type of knowledge they possess, or what direction they're headed in, you know. But I say, as far as anything, you know what I'm saying, don't let a fiat currency be your motivator, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, because then it's not going to be long lasting. But for something to find something that you're passionate in or inspired by, then it'll be a mutual balance in the long run, as far as, you know what I'm saying, path ahead and getting good out of what you give and stuff like that. But for the most part, though, that's pretty much the entire lecture, for real. It was a long one, and it has some deep, you know what I'm saying, some intellectual perplexing, omnipotent, different points made in here in this university. We're all each one teach one, you know what I'm saying? We're all saying of a like traits to help the next person, you know what I'm saying? Or if there's any questions or anything, any questions, comments, any other topics, or subjects that anybody would want to hear about or something, or even some curiosities, you know, something you want to explore or something you want to dive deeper into, let me know for sure, so I could, because this was a recommendation, this vid. It was one of my friends was like, yeah, that part 2, saying it was him, for someone was like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm gonna do that. So got this, you know what I'm saying, with got the lecture whipped up and stuff, the download for you guys, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, just for sure though, let me know. I'm gonna get into, I got some other topics and stuff, some other theosophy that I'm gonna break down here on this, in this university, you know what I'm saying, for the tribe. But yo, until next time though, stay up, stay positive, create enlightenment, and do it makes you happy, you know what I'm saying. Pursue your inspirations. That's how you're gonna make it to where you want to be. As always though, I'm saying, be smooth.